Now, I know the Epstein files are like the only thing people are talking about right now, and I normally try to stay apolitical in these type of conversations, but the fact that our commander in chief is directly involved in this whole situation and I'm in the service, I genuinely felt like I had to at least say something about it. Now, off the rip, I feel like it was kind of sketchy that Donald Trump was saying that Americans shouldn't be worried about the Epstein files. To me, I'm like, if you're truly not guilty, then you wouldn't even say anything about it and you would just let justice play its role. You wouldn't be telling Americans not to worry about it. So I, off the rip, thought that was sketchy as hell. Now, we all obviously know that he got pictures with Epstein, but we don't necessarily know specifically if he was involved yet. Maybe it's in the other 3 million files they got to dig through, but we just gonna let it play out. We got no other choice right now. Now, the fact that Jay-Z and Pusha T were involved in this whole situation was hilarious to me. That kind of caught me left field. And the fact that Elon Musk was involved in this situation and got denied going to the island after sending emails requesting Epstein to visit was even more hilarious to me. Now, overall, I feel like this whole Epstein situation is a perfect example of how power can corrupt people. And we kind of see this happen. Like, I feel like it's funny that this whole situation is arising at the same time as like the whole Diddy scandal was getting unraveled, because it just shows what happens when you let the wrong people get in powerful positions. To me, I feel like Diddy had no talent and he got in a position of power, and you see what happened. Like, they just take advantage of that shit. And you see the same kind of thing with Epstein. He just so happened to get himself around the right people, climb that ladder to a position of power, had no moral stability, and then corrupted the whole entire top political system of the United States, basically. Like, that's crazy. And Diddy did the same thing with the entertainment industry. So honestly, we need to stop letting these people that have no talent or like anything, any skill, get into positions of power, other than just swindling people. Like, they're very charismatic, and that shit is like, yo, they got a mask on for sure. And so I just feel like that is the first thing we need to analyze. And the other perspective that I was going to kind of give regarding this whole situation is that we see what happens when you get into positions of high wealth and high power. So I say we being like the middle class Americans just working and kind of striving to provide and protect our family. We need to stop viewing like this extreme wealth and extreme positions of power as the end goal. Because I feel like once you get into those positions of power and positions of wealth, it's hard to like almost not become corrupt by the people that are around you. Like, imagine sitting at a table and it's all people like that looking at you, and you are like the one moral person in that group. You're either gonna become corrupt or they're gonna fucking kill you or kick you out. So we need to just stop chasing that as a whole, and we need to just become more prioritized on helping each other. And honestly, that might even come with just like trying to really, really carefully choose who we're voting to put in these positions. I feel like we don't take enough account or enough advantage of our power in the vote, and it's hard to gauge somebody's character through just the vote. But I feel like that's something we need to consider going forward, especially like as we come up to elections over the next couple of years, you know? So that's all I wanted to say. Honestly, this whole situation is wild. We need to like stop valuing, we need to stop valuing wealth. We need to stop valuing power as these end goals, because it's so easy. We see the top of our political system and how corrupt it is and how much they're trying to push down the truth. You know, the truth will always unfold, as we see from this situation. And we see these people in positions of power don't get off on no normal shit, you know? I feel like that taking advantage of children is the most evil thing that anybody could do. I feel like that shit genuinely deserves the death sentence. To me, that's worse than murder. And so the fact that these people in positions of power were going out their way to like hide and trying to get into all this shit is so weird to me. They couldn't even just like find a woman who was like 18 or something and pull the Leo DiCaprio route. No, they had to take it to the extreme with this shit. The type of fetishes they got at these levels are weird to me. And so, anyways, with that aside, that's all I wanted to say regarding the situation. I kind of gave my two main points, is like we need to take more advantage of who we let get into these positions and truly like stop idolizing these people at the top of our political system and even the entertainment industry, because you see what they're on. Like, shit is weird. And I feel like we also need, well, okay, backtrack. The number one reason we even need to do that too is because they're directly in charge of, one, like the cultural narrative. So the entertainment industry has direct access to the youth and like what they think, the psychology of the youth. And the political industry has direct influence on what we need to do in the military and where we're sent, and the influence that we have on NATO and like these other countries that we're allies with and in competition with, like China and Russia. And they're probably looking at this whole situation like, yo, these people are corrupt as hell. Now, I know that like the people in the top of every political industry, every country are probably the same way. Like, nobody's perfect. Every country probably has their corruption. But I just think this is something we need to take more into regard as Americans, as people in the United States. And also, I feel like I said, my second main point is that we as like a middle class need to stop idolizing but getting to this top position, because when you do, odds are, if you're a morally grounded person, you're not going to fit in. And it's easy to become corrupted when you're thrown into like a pool of corruption. There's no need to even desire getting to those type of situations. You're better off just staying grounded and helping out the people that are adjacent to you, and trying to provide for your family that way without having like these extreme avarice desires. So that's all I wanted to say. Let me know what y'all think about the situation. I know I was kind of all over in this, but I feel like y'all get my main point. With that, I'm out. Suspense.